Hello students, today I am going to solve question number 8 of page 165 of Admission of Partner. The balance sheet of Sahil and Nikhil, who share profits in the ratio of 3:2 as on 31st March 2017. So a balance sheet is given you on 31st March 2017. Now see, Varad admitted on 1st April 2017 on the following terms. First adjustment, Varad was to pay rupees 1 lakh for his share of capital. He was also to pay 40,000 as a share of goodwill. So the new partner is bringing the capital as well as goodwill. The new profit sharing ratio was 3:2:3. Old partners decided to revalue the assets as follows. See, the first asset is building, so I will put a tick mark on building. Next is furniture, so I will put a tick mark on furniture. Next is debtors, so I will put a tick mark on debtors. And it is in debtors, it is written in the bracket in view of likely bad debts. Means whatever is the difference of the amount, it has to be taken as the bad debts, right? It was found that there was a liability for 3,000 for goods in March 2017 but recorded on 2nd April 2017. So this is nothing but an unrecorded liability जो पहले से आपके बैलेंस शीट में नहीं दिख रही है, but it is there in the adjustment. So whenever any asset and liability is not given in your balance sheet but in adjustment it is said, then it is called as unrecorded liability or asset. Here it is unrecorded liability because see, it happened in March 2017 but it is recorded on 2nd April 2017. Okay, so you are required to prepare profit and loss adjustment account, capital account of partners as well as balance sheet after the admission of Varad. So now first we will start with the postings. So for assets, see, this is my balance sheet, right? My first asset is furniture, so I will write here in my balance sheet asset side furniture. Now the amount is 60,000. As we have put on a tick mark, I will write in the inner column. Leave one line. Next asset is building. Amount is 72,000. So I will write in the inner column. Leave one line. Next is what? Debtors, 40,000. Again in the inner column. Next is what? Closing stock. So closing stock, we have not put in a tick, so I will write directly in the outer column. Next is what? Cash in hand. So for cash, we prepare a working note. It's in working note, so we have not given headings of the columns. Don't waste time for working note. To balance brought down 20,000, right? Then come to the liabilities. See, liabilities, the first item is creditors. So I will write here in my liabilities creditors and the amount is 60,000, outer column, as we have not ticked it. Next is what? Partners capital account, opening balances. So this is my partners capital account. So by balance brought down 80,000, 1 lakh, right? So what we have done, we have just done the posting. There is no general reserve in the problem. If general reserve would have been in the liability, we would have distributed it to the old partners in old ratio. Now we can start with the adjustments. So see, the first adjustment, Varad was to pay rupees 1 lakh for his share of capital, and second is he was also to pay 40,000 as a share of goodwill. So we can pass a combined entry for this, and the entry will be cash account debit to Varad's capital account to goodwill account. And moreover, this problem, as we have already read the problem, so you must have understood that this problem is based on case 1 of the goodwill. What is case 1? Case 1 is goodwill brought in cash and retained in business. And in such a case there are two entries. So first entry is this cash to goodwill, right? So first entry is cash account debit to goodwill account, and in this case the second entry is goodwill account debit to old partners capital account. If current account is there, then current account, right? So first entry we have done. So see, this is my cash account. So in cash account debit side I will write to Varad's capital account, and he is bringing 1 lakh rupee as capital, to goodwill account, and he is bringing 40,000 as a share of goodwill. So we have just done the posting of the debit side. Cash account में कर दिया है. अब we have to next account is what? Varad capital account. This is credit. So in my credit side of capital account I will write by cash account in Varad's column 1 lakh, right? So we have done the posting of the second item. Now see the third one in goodwill. So again in goodwill credit side, so my goodwill account is, again I have prepared the goodwill account in my working note, right? So by cash account 40,000. Okay, so now we will be doing the second entry for the goodwill, and that entry is goodwill account debit to old partners capital account. Now this goodwill which is brought by Varad will be distributed to old partners, but again in this problem new ratio is given, and whenever new ratio is given in the problem you have to calculate the sacrifice ratio. See here, the new ratio is 3:2:3, right? And the old ratio is 3:2. So 3:2, 3:2, it is same here, right? Means new ratio जो है उसमें भी जो पुराने partners हैं साहिल and निखिल, they are having the same ratio. So while we are calculating the sacrifice ratio, again they are going to get the same sacrifice ratio, but again because it is given new profit sharing ratio in the adjustment, we will calculate it for the safer side, right? So in my working notes I will be calculating the sacrifice ratio. So sacrifice ratio formula is old ratio minus new ratio. So the old ratio is 3:2 as well as the new ratio is 3:2:3. So there are two partners, Sahil and Nikhil. So first for Sahil, what is the old ratio? 3/5 minus what is the new ratio? 3/3. यहाँ पे 5 नहीं आएगा, देखो यहाँ 3 + 2 5, 5 + 3 8, right? So when I make the denominator equal, it will become 5 8s are 40. यहाँ 5 था तो I will have multiplied by 8 into 8, that is 3 8s are 24. Here it is 8, so I have to multiply this by 5, so again this by 5, so 3 5s are 15. So 24 minus 15, that will be what? 9/40, right? Now for Nikhil, see Nikhil, old ratio is 2/5 minus new ratio is 2/8, right? ये तीनों का टोटल करेंगे तो कितना आएगा? 8. So again I have made the denominator equal, so there will be cross multiplication. So 2 8s are, this will be multiplied by 8, this will be multiplied by 5. So 2 8s are 16, 2 5s are 10. So what I will get? 6/40. Whenever you calculate the sacrifice ratio, you have to calculate only the older partners, because old partners are the partners who are sacrificing, right? वो अपना पार्ट sacrifice करके न्यू पार्टनर को दे रहे हैं, तो आपको न्यू पार्टनर का sacrifice ratio नहीं निकालना होता है. You have to just calculate for the old partners. Now see, what is my sacrifice ratio? 9:6/40. So that is what? 9:6. राइट, दोनों डिनोमिनेटर इक्वल है तो मैं ऐसे लिख सकती हूँ. सो 3 3s are 9, 3 2s are 6. So what is again my sacrifice ratio? See, the old ratio was 3:2. Again my sacrifice ratio which I calculated is 3:2. So you can use this trick that whenever in the problem old ratio and the new ratio of the old partners are same, so definitely the sacrifice ratio is going to be same. But ओल्ड रेशियो कुछ और दिया है और न्यू रेशियो कुछ और दिया है, तो sacrifice रेशियो अलग आएगा. But it is that whenever you have to distribute the goodwill, you will distribute in this case in sacrifice ratio, and you will calculate the sacrifice ratio when new ratio is given in the adjustment. That's why we have calculated it. Okay, so 3:2 is my sacrifice ratio. So my second entry is goodwill account debit to old partners capital account. So in my goodwill account debit side, I will write to Sahil's capital account, to Nikhil's capital account. Now the goodwill is how much? 40,000. So when 40,000 is to be divided into 3:2, that is I will divide it by 5. So 5 8s are 40, that is 8,000. So for Sahil it will be 8,000 into 3, 24,000, and for Nikhil it will be 8,000 into 2, that is what? 16,000, right? So here the amount in goodwill's debit side will be 24,000 and 16,000, right? So now it is in the goodwill account debit side. So now the next account is what? Capital account. There it will be in the credit side. So in credit side I will write by goodwill account 24,000 and 16,000. Okay. Now, so actually we have done with whatever information is given in the first, second and third point, right? So now old partners have decided to revalue the assets. See, the first asset is building. It is 1 lakh. So for building, see here it is 72,000. So now see, building we have to make it 1 lakh, means they have revalued at 1 lakh, and the value which is given in the balance sheet is 72,000. So when I deduct, I will get amount 28,000. So this 28,000 is nothing but plus, we are adding it, right? So when I add 72,000 to 28,000, I get rupees 1 lakh. So I am adding it, that is there is an increase in building value, right? So whenever there is increase in my assets, it's my profit, right? So it will come in the credit side of profit and loss adjustment account by building account, and the amount is 28,000. So the first effect, it is given in the profit and loss adjustment account credit side. Second effect, in my balance sheet, it's an asset, add appreciation 28,000, outer column 1 lakh. Okay, so this is the value they have revalued for building. Now second asset that is revalued is furniture, 48,000, right? So furniture in my balance sheet, it is already appearing as 60,000. 60,000 को मैंने 48,000 किया, that is I am decreasing it, right? So in my working note, see, so furniture is what? 60,000 minus 48,000, that is what? 12,000. So that is what? Decrease. So I am decreasing the asset, right? So the two effects for this will be, first I will write it in my profit and loss adjustment account debit side to furniture account 12,000, first effect, and the second effect, in my balance sheet, less, whenever there is decrease in the value of asset, it is nothing but depreciation. So 12,000, when I deduct it, I will get outer column the amount as 48,000. Okay, so we have done the second asset. Now see the third one. Third one is debtors 38,000, and in bracket it is given in view of likely bad debts. It means what? See, in my balance sheet debtors are 40,000 and now it is going to be 38,000, right? So debtors 40,000 minus 38,000 is equals to 2,000. So this is nothing but decrease, and what they have told is this is nothing but bad debts, right? So the two effects, first it will come in my profit and loss adjustment account debit side to bad debts account, right? And here I will write 2,000, this 2,000, right? And second effect in my assets, less bad debts, 2,000, outer column 38,000. Okay, so we have done with the fourth adjustment. Now see the fifth one. It was found that there was a liability of 3,000 for goods in March 2017 but recorded on 2nd April 2017, right? So this is nothing but an unrecorded liability. So इट मीन्स वॉट, पहले ये लाइबिलिटी नहीं थी, मतलब ज़ीरो थी, अभी ये हो गई, अभी ये है तो कितनी है 3,000. सो इट इज़ इंक्रीजिंग टू 3,000. सो 3,000 इज़ योर लॉस, योर लाइबिलिटी इज़ इंक्रीजिंग, राइट? सो आई एम राइटिंग योर in debit side to unrecorded liability account 3,000. This will be the first effect because it's my loss. And second, as it is a liability, I will write in my balance sheet unrecorded liability 3,000. Okay, we have done with all the adjustment. Now we will close the accounts. So first we will close profit and loss adjustment account. So see here, as we can see clearly, this side total is more, that is 28,000. So on both sides I will write 28,000. Now this is 12,000 plus 2,000, 14, 14 plus 3, 17. So 28,000 minus 17,000, it will be 11,000. This is nothing but profit on revaluation. To profit on revaluation, transfer to partners capital account. So see, this will be whenever there is profit or loss on revaluation, it will be transferred only to the old partners. So our old partners are Sahil and Nikhil, right? So now this 11,000 will be distributed between Sahil and Nikhil in the ratio of 3:2. That is the old ratio. That is, I have to divide it by 5. So 5 ones are 5 twos are 10, right? So it will again become 10. So 5 twos are 10 and 2 zeros, right? So for Sahil it will be 2,200 into 3, that is what, 6,600, and for Nikhil it will be 2,200 into 2, so that will be 4,400. So these amount I will write in the inner column, 6,600 and 4,400. Now this is the profit. So it has to be transferred to partners capital account. Here it is in the debit side. So in my partners capital account, it will come in the credit side. So here I will write by profit and loss adjustment account, and in bracket profit, right? 6,600, 4,400. Now second account that is to be closed is my partners capital account. So now we will close the partners capital account. So first see the Sahil's account. So this will be 80 plus 20, 1 lakh, and it will be 1,10,600, right? 1,10,600. So here there is nothing to be deducted, so again the same amount will come here. Then next see the Nikhil's account. that is 1 lakh plus 16,000, then 20, that is 1,20,400. So again nothing is to be deducted, so I will get 1,20,400. Now see the Varad's column, that is 1 lakh here. Again nothing is to be deducted, so again I will get as 1 lakh. So this is nothing but balance carried down. This is partner's capital account balance. This balance will be transferred to the balance sheet. Here I will write capital account Sahil, Nikhil, Varad. Right? Sahil balance is 1,10,600. Nikhil is 1,20,400 and Varad is 1 lakh. So when I total it, I will get in outer column 3,31,000. Okay. Now the last thing that we have to close is the balance sheet. But for closing the balance sheet, first we have to close the cash account and goodwill account. Now first we will close the cash account. So see here, the total of this side is 1,40,000, 1,60,000. So by balance carried down 1,60,000, nothing is to be deducted. So for 1,60,000 is the cash account balance. Now this is my goodwill account, 40,000, 40,000. So in this account there is no balance. This is case 1 where goodwill is brought in cash and retained in business. In case 1 and case 2 when it is withdrawn by the partner, in both the cases goodwill account will show no balance, right? It gets tallied, right? So we have to transfer only the cash account balance, that is 1,60,000. So as cash is an asset, I will write here cash 1,60,000. Okay. Now I will tally the balance sheet. Now we will total the liability side. So this will be 3,94,000, right? Same way our assets will also amount to 3,94,000. So we have tallied the balance sheet. So we have finished with the problem. So students, in this problem the new thing that was first of all this unrecorded liability. Whenever any unrecorded liability is given to you, right, you have to consider is that liability. Here it is, your liability was not there before, but now it has increased to 3,000. That's why it's a loss, right? Same way if asset is given unrecorded asset, so your asset is increased, so your asset will become the profit, right? Now new profit sharing ratio was also given in this problem. So whenever new profit sharing ratio is there, you have to calculate the sacrifice ratio. It's just a trick that I have told you about, that whenever the old ratio and the new ratio of the old partners are same, your sacrifice ratio will also come same, right? But as it is given in the adjustment, we will calculate it. Okay. Then moreover, this debtors, usually they give RDD, reserve for doubtful debt, but in this problem they have given in the view of likely bad debts, so you have to consider it as bad debts. Okay. So thank you.